Hey guys, this is Chris Powell coming at you with another discussions and guidelines video. Last time we talked about schooling bass and how I approach them. This time let's talk about those trophy size kicker fish. I like to call them brim eaters. First, let's talk about location. What you need is a paper topo map, and then go ahead and get the Navionics web app. They're both going to show different contours. Secondly, find the biggest main contributory on the lake, and that's where you're going to start. Get a pencil, a pen, mark a waypoint. It doesn't matter. What you're looking for is creek, channel, or river channel bends. I'm only going to focus on points if it has some kind of creek channel bend coming around it, or if it has some type of structure, whether it be rocks, stumps, or man-made structure. Next, get in the boat and go check these places out. You're looking for irregulars, like any type of structure, whether it be big stumps, big laydowns, rocks, rock piles, man-made structure, anything like that. If the creek is a few hundred yards long and has access to deeper water, and it doesn't have to be very deep, 7 to 10 foot, that's enough to keep those brim eaters there, because it's too far for them to swim all the way out to the main lake, and they really have everything there that they need. Even if the shad migrate out, they're still gonna have brim that stay in there, and you can bet that there's gonna be some brim eaters eating on. If there's a boat dock all the way in the back of the creek, you can bet that there's gonna be a big brim eater on it. And also, if it's already got caught, that's gonna be a spot that's gonna replenish. Also, if you can find these natural springs in the backs of creeks, they're typically gonna be a couple degrees cooler and letting in fresh water, so you're probably gonna find fish on them. So it's a good idea to even fish those too. In the winter months, I'm gonna be focusing on the deeper creek bends, looking for the biggest structure that I can find, whether it be stumps, big trees that have laid down, big rocks, big rock piles, man-made structures, just anything that's gonna hold bass. In the summer months, I'm gonna be targeting grass, overhanging trees, bushes, anything that makes contact with the creek channel. If there's none available, I'm gonna move out and target the deeper creek bends that have the biggest structures that I can find, whether it be stumps, big laydown trees, rocks, rock piles, man-made structures, anything like that that can hold fish. These bass will move with fishing pressure, so if you're fishing a highly pressured creek, you're more than likely gonna find these bass scattered out on smaller structure, maybe even on substal changes within the creek channel. I fish a lot of different baits when targeting these big brim eaters. First of all, I'll start with a walking frog. I'll even have a heavy punching jig, a buzz bait, a chatterbait, a swim jig, and I'll even go weightless. But I'm still gonna fish something pretty bulky, so like a full-size brush hog or even a 6 or 7 inch Cinco. Color depends on the water clarity. In the colder months, I'll stick with a reaction type bait, a good old square bill, a lipless crankbait, chatterbait. I'll go with a swim jig. I'll stick with a jerk bait sometimes if I'm having followers up to the boat that just won't commit. I'll drag a football jig around, just anything that's just real bulky. And again, I will follow it up. If it's just real hard to get a bite, I will follow it up with a 6 or 7 inch Cinco. Just remember that you're trying to use bulky profiles because you're after those bigger quality fish. Keep in mind when you're fishing for these kicker bass, you're only looking for 4 to 5 bites a day. A good video to watch to just see how hard it is to really target some of these kicker bass down here in Texas is when Greg Hackney won at Bass Fest this year. He was throwing around a big old 1 ounce Hack Attack heavy cover jig, looking for 4 to 5 bites a day. Guys, that's gonna be all for this video. Please subscribe to the channel, visit my website for guided trips, and thanks for watching.